Our theme today is the waltz, and I'm going to talk to you about a few general concepts that will help you to interpret these waltzes and be able to play them really well. The reason why we're looking at waltzes is because we have two important composers who share a birthday in the month of May, and they both wrote waltzes. So the birthday is May 7th, and the composers are Johannes Brahms and Peter Tchaikovsky. So we're going to be looking at a couple of examples of their music and talking about the technique and style a little bit together today. We see dance music in piano repertoire all the way from the beginning, from the Baroque era and minuets and gavottes. You've seen those. And we get into the Romantic era. Waltz is a big thing, along with polonaise, mazurka. These are all dances. And of course, the composers are getting their inspiration from actual people dancing. And this is important to me because that means rhythm, and that means energy, and that means direction. So even though some of these piano pieces are not really meant to be danced to, that's the inspiration behind it. So that's what we have to keep in mind. With Tchaikovsky specifically, he wrote music for ballets. You've heard of Nutcracker and Swan Lake. This is Tchaikovsky. So he's seeing real people moving to his music. And I think that gives us a lot of inspiration. Okay, so when we're playing a waltz on the piano, there are a few general concepts that I think are really important. Number one, there's a left-hand technique that we need to be comfortable with, which is jumping, So we always have a bass note, either a single note or an octave in the left hand, and then a move to some chords in the middle of the piano. This is almost always true. So that's number one, left-hand technique. Connected with that is pedal technique, and how we want the pedal to support what the left hand is doing, but not overpower it. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Number three is balance. Almost always we have a left hand accompaniment, like I just said, and a right hand melody. So of course we need to manage the volumes of those. And the final thing is how we want to interpret the tempo. Waltzes are usually going to be faster than you think. They require some practice to get really moving and swirling and spinning with the tempo. So I'll talk about that a little bit at the end as far as interpretation. Let's look at this Tchaikovsky example for a minute. We're in the key of E flat, and we've got some left hand, that chord accompaniment that I was talking about. So that's how we begin. Notice I'm using an open hand shape. I'm playing that bass note, single note, and then I'm just using the rest of my hand to cover the rest of my E flat major chord. There it is twice. The left hand should always have this shape of a strong downbeat, so a little heavier sound, maybe a feeling of a landing, and then a pretty light sound on 2 and 3. So we think strong and weak, strong and weak. Beat 1 is the strongest, beats 2 and 3 are not as strong. I see a lot of beginners, forget that, and you end up with this sort of heavy and clunky sound. And when we talk about tempo and motion later, that will hold you back. So be careful that you're not putting too much weight into the second and third beats of a waltz. Let me jump to pedaling for just a moment. The typical waltz pedaling is down, hold, up. Notice that I'm lifting on the third beat. And that is a little more support for what I said a minute ago, which is light on beats 2 and 3, weaker beats, motion in the sound. The pedal actually helps us to accomplish that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That lift is part of that. If you over pedal, there are times for that, but generally we don't want to pedal that much. It bogs the sound down too much. So again, pedal is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. So start with left hand, add the pedal, and then from there, the fun stuff begins. You can shape the melody, you can find the phrases, you can find the motion. That's our third topic, getting the melody to sing out over the left hand. Listen for that balance. Practice one by one. Feel the difference in the right hand, how strong that is, and the left hand, it's really an up motion, a light feeling. Okay, so balance. The final thing that we get into with waltzes is tempo, and I want to add in there rubato also. Tempo, of course, is our speed that we're going. Rubato is a little bit of flexibility within that. So being able to push and pull the music. I can give this a little energy forward and then pull back. Sure, that works well. So that's what rubato is all about. Tempo with waltzes, I see a mistake with beginners where they are too strict about thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And those beats become too equal and too heavy and distinct and clunky. A waltz needs to end up feeling like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Notice this circle shape I'm doing with my arm right here. Each measure moves to the next measure. So I'm not thinking beat by beat. When I'm really able to play this, I'm thinking measure by measure. Okay, so that's a really important interpretation thing for waltzes and how to find the tempo. Alongside that, we usually only have one chord per measure, so we don't really need the time to let the listener hear that. It's all one sound, one chord per measure. I've said before, that's the harmonic rhythm. You might want to put that term in mind. The harmonic rhythm here, measure by measure. Okay, for this last portion of this waltz idea, I'm going to switch over to Brahms. I've been showing you the Tchaikovsky example, but we can't forget about our other birthday composer. So Johannes Brahms wrote many waltzes for piano solo, piano duet. This waltz, I think, takes us even a step further away from the original dance inspiration. Listen to this. This gets closer to that lullaby idea. Everybody knows Brahms' lullaby, you know, and I think this one, it's marked quiet and sweet. Even though we have that starting point of 3/4 meter, waltzing, you know, we've got the bass, we've got the chords, we've got the pedal, all those basics are there. But the interpretation goes to a different place. Instead of that lively, swirling thing that we just did with Tchaikovsky, this one is more settled, more graceful. It's even marked tenderly. Okay, so notice how the composers are taking this form in different directions.